Good evening, good afternoon. It's Donna Carroll. I hope you're all doing well. I'm doing well today. It's been kind of a quiet, restful day, so it's good. Today, I'm going to call in the Arcturians, and they're going to work on our small and large intestine and our colons for healing. I know a lot of people have issues in this area where they're not eliminating their food properly. They might have leaky gut, which is basically when nutrients or particles that are passing through the intestines escape out of that tract and go into the bloodstream and cause all kinds of havoc. So I know people have a lot of problems with this area. Anyhow, I'm going to shut off my phone because it's making noise. Also, people have parasites in the colon, the large and small intestine. And I think there's also artificial parasites that come into our bodies through the vaccines, which most people are not aware of, that cause a lot of problems. So, anyhow, I'm going to bring in the guides and get started and see what they have to say. Want to say, hey, Angelique, how are you? Chloe and Benji are doing great. So I hope you're doing well. I've been thinking about you. Okay. Oh, hi, Melissa. Nice to see you. Hi from Florida. I bet it's nice there. Okay, so everybody, if you have a piece of selenite, go ahead and get it. Whenever you're having pain, discomfort, you're having some type of reaction in your body and you can't get an herb or a drug or you can't get any relief, let's say you're having a toothache, you can always put the piece of selenite over your tooth and call in your highest and best healing guides. Typically they'll be the angels or the Arcturians, and ask them to start healing the tooth and the nerve in their dimension, and they will, and you should get some relief. I'm not saying it will be totally healed, but it's a great adjunct to whatever you're doing to relieve pain, and you can do this anywhere on the body. So if you want to put a piece of selenite on your intestines today, you can do that. All right, so without further ado, everybody take a deep breath. Take 3 deep breaths in and out at your own pace, just to get into a relaxed state and a receptive state. Okay, and at this time, we are going to call in our highest and best selves. I ask that you invoke your highest and best self to come forward, your highest self, to help you with this healing. And I would like to call in my guides. So I would like to call in the archangels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Ariel, and Archangel Gabriel. Okay. I ask for 10,000 warrior protection angels around each person in this live stream or anyone watching the video later. Block all negative entities, energies, and thought forms from entering this space. I ask that this session be overlit by the Lemurian Mother Goddess. Also ask her to help me make my words clear, accurate, loving, and truthful. I would like to call in healing angels for the intestines, for the colon, and also calling in the Arcturians to help us with this healing today. And let's see if the Arcturians have a message for us. Okay, so at this time, bringing them in. Yes, of course we have a message for you. Thank you for inviting us into your living areas today. We are grateful to be here. And we would say to you that there has been much disease, of course, that is coming into your environment in the last 30 or 40 years due to environmental toxins. And when we talk about toxins, we speak of herbicides, pesticides, we're talking about even GMOs, we're talking about chemical additives to your food, preservatives, food colorings. There are many toxins in your environment that were not present 100 years ago, because you did not have the technology or know-how to produce these toxins and integrate them into your food system and into your body lotions, your creams, your toothpaste, and into different products that affect your actual physical body. So besides the toxins that work directly on your body, there are also environmental pollutants, of course, carbon monoxide, fumes from the oil and gas industries. You also have toxins from electromagnetic pollution. Electricity is very hard on the subtle bodies, and it is not good for the subtle bodies, and it causes all kinds of havoc, breaking up the circadian rhythms and breaking up the systems in how they work in a cyclical nature in your bodies. Besides these pollutants, of course, there are other more exotic ones. And unfortunately for the human population, many of these pollutants are brought into your bodies by various delivery systems, such as vaccines, such as chemtrails, such as the food processing system, by dark forces who have an agenda to shut down humans from ascending. If you can keep people sick emotionally, mentally, or spiritually, and keep them distracted, then they will not connect with their higher self and bring themselves up to the higher realms of consciousness. So yes, there is a battle going on still upon the earth between the dark and the light, and the dark does everything by subterfuge. It is bad policies and bad measures for the body disguised as good, and this is how the dark operates. So a human being has to be very awake, very aware, and very clued into the overall picture to understand why they are intentionally being poisoned. That being said, there are things that you can do to alleviate this barrage or assault upon the human population. And human beings have much, much power. Basically, bringing in the light, bringing in the guides, such as us, the Arcturians, or the angels, or other healing ETs, can have a very strong effect on healing the human condition and kind of leveling the playing field, bringing healing and light, hope and positivity to the situation. Many people are losing hope. They feel that this economy, this COVID-19 virus, the vaccines, they feel that the cultural ramifications of imbibing toxins will have no end. But we can tell you that everything runs its course and everything has an end. And you are a sovereign human being, and so you must think for yourself. You must do your own research, and you must follow your heart and your gut instinct when it comes to your health. Do not let others pressure you into doing something that you have questions about. Peer pressure is very real. It is not just for school children and teenagers. Adults succumb to peer pressure, and we would say to you, always check with your inner guidance before taking a vaccine or ingesting a new type of protocol for your health or anything of that nature. So that is our lecture for today, and we will say that yes, many people have many problems with their intestinal tract because the intestinal tract is basically breaking down, well, the stomach breaks down food, but processing food, separating the nutrients from the waste in the intestinal tract, and eliminating it through the colon. These organs are working very, very intensely because the things that they're breaking apart and eliminating are not what the human being was designed for. So they're under a lot of stress. They have a lot of different types of materials to work on. And of course, many people's diets are not optimal in this day and age. So we are going to address some of these issues and help the intestines heal from their large burden. So if you would, and this is an organ, the colon and the intestines are often overlooked, not appreciated, or maligned even. And they work so hard for the human body that they need to be given some consideration and respect. So if you would, we ask that you put your attention on the large intestine itself, which connects to the stomach and to your colon and rectum at the other end. So we ask that you bring in as much light as you possibly can into the large intestine. So imagine light coming from our dimension, Arcturus, coming into your organ, the intestines, and flood the space in the organ with light and flood the actual organ itself with light. And just take a few minutes to do that so the organ can get some rest and some respite. So these intestinal tracts have a difficult time breaking down gluten, which is found in flour and different types of carbohydrates. And basically, at least in America, the wheat fields were genetically modified at the first time in the early 70s. So you're not eating a pure strain of wheat. And these crops have been tampered with more than once. And so it is one reason why humans are having such digestive issues at this time, because the source of what they're eating is not pure. So go ahead and just bring in as much light as you can into the large intestines, and then bring in as much light as you can into the smaller intestines, into the small intestines. And just breathe in healing and breathe out stress. Okay, and so at this time, we ask that if there are any type of covering or adhesion to the intestinal walls that is not for your benefit, any type of clinging of negative material to the intestines, and some people have fecal matter in their intestines that needs to go. Other people have linings, a rubbery mucus lining that needs to go. Some people have parasites in their intestines and overabundance of these things. We ask that the light that you bring in dissolve any type of particle that would be better off leaving your intestines. So we bring in a cleaning crew of little Arcturians going into the intestinal walls, and they are using technology to break up adhesions that are sticking to your intestinal walls. And we are releasing these adhesions, and they will be eliminated through your colon. Okay, we are working in the large intestine and we are working in the small intestine. And now, if you have a propensity to experience cramping or leaky gut or leaky bowel, we ask for our guides to go inside the intestines and work on the root causes of these problems, eliminating the particles that cause these issues and strengthening the intestinal walls and the fluids within the intestines so that they can eliminate food much more easily and rapidly. And it can take 18 hours for food to get through the intestines and out your body through the colon. Okay. And now we ask you to bring in much light into the colon. And again, we ask that any type of particle that would be better served to be gone be removed, and we ask the Arcturians to work on the colon walls to break apart any type of residue on those walls that would be better, you would be better off if it were gone. Very good. And now we go inside the inner workings of the colon and the intestines, and we amp up the connections between the intestines, the electrical nervous system connections between the intestines and other organs. And so we are improving the communication between these organs. And now we go inside all three organs and we line the walls with a cocktail of slippery elm bark to help the elimination process, to make it flow more evenly and more smoothly. And we work on creating stronger and better stool packets for the removal of waste from your bodies. Okay, and now lastly, we invite the angels to come in, and the angels will bring codes of healing and codes of optimal processing for these organs. Yes, this is an angel, and I have come to help you with your elimination process. And so we ask that you invite us in, a team of angels, and we are going to bring in energy that will lift these organs and help them in the difficult work that they do every day. We also suggest that when you can, at some point, take a day or 2 or 3 and fast and give these organs some rest from processing so that they can sleep and heal and regain their strength. But anyhow, we go into your system and we work to improve your elimination processing. We are tightening the muscles, and relieving pressure where it needs to be released. Very good. And lastly, we put some protection and padding around each organ that we're working on so that it can feel comfortable and strengthened in its operations. Very good. And so this is an angel of the colon, and I say goodbye and I wish you well. And now your channel will return. Well, hello, it's Donna Carroll again. So I hope that that was helpful. A lot of time the energy work, it can start in a higher dimension, but it always does filter down to the physical. So I hope you felt that healing, and I hope you benefit from it. So if these healing videos have been helpful to you, please like, share, and subscribe. And if my videos are helpful to you at all, feel free to donate if you can. But don't feel pressured, of course. Anyhow, I send you my love, my affection, and I hope you all have a beautiful week. Thank you. Bye-bye.